Hello Starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. We're proving that being healthy can be glamorous. October is here and we are talking about how to have a healthy Halloween. And be sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show you a few healthy Halloween treats that can help keep you satisfied this holiday season. But first, I want to share with you my top tips for staying healthy this Halloween. We want to enjoy the holidays, we want to have fun, and we want to enjoy ourselves. Life is too short to not indulge once in a while, but I want to give you some tips so that you don't actually just go completely crazy and get completely off track. Nobody wants that. Tip number 1, do not buy Halloween candy too early. I was walking into the supermarket like before kids were even back in school and the Halloween candy was everywhere. Now, I know they do it that way because they know that kids aren't in school, so they're probably still at the grocery store with their parents and the kids are gonna beg for candy and the parents are gonna wanna buy it. Like, they're just trying to make money off of you people. Don't let the man win. I don't know what man. The Candy Man? The Candy Man can. That's a song, right? No, anyway. We've all done it. It's been like August and we're like, well, you know, I should really get some Halloween candy now so that I don't forget to get it before October 31st when the kids are gonna go trick-or-treating. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to me and don't lie to yourself. That candy is not still gonna be in your house. And I know we've all tried to argue. We've been like, no, I'm gonna hide it. I'm gonna hide it from myself, which you can't hide candy from yourself. You know where it is. Just don't do it. If you are going to get Halloween candy, if you are gonna get some, you are gonna give them out to trick-or-treaters, I would suggest picking your candy strategically. Pick a candy that you don't like. If you say like hate Snickers bars, get the mini Snickers. You're not gonna be tempted to eat them because you hate them. Some of you are like, but I like all the candy. There's no candy that I don't love. I would suggest picking something like Lifesavers or lollipops or something like that. Like, it's hard to massively eat them quickly. Like, you really have to kind of like slowly savor them and that will help slow things down. So you still do have candy in the house, you're still giving away candy, but if you pop a candy here or there, you're not gonna be like massively shoveling candy bars in your mouth. And I also think that's a pretty good option because I don't really know the ingredients in things like Lifesavers or lollipops or things like that, but they're not likely to have, you know, nuts in them because a lot of kids have nut allergies and there's probably a product in everything that somebody is like sensitive to. It does eliminate some of the really common, well-known food allergies so that more kids will be able to enjoy them and less likely that you're gonna pig out on them. So it's kind of a win-win situation, I think. If you are taking your kids out trick-or-treating or you have candy in the house or you take your kids out and they come home and they've got massive amounts of candy and it's all over your house and you've got candy around everywhere, before you're going out trick-or-treating, drink lots of water all day and actually fill up on really healthy foods. This is the day to like overeat on healthy foods. So at the end of the day, when the candy's there, you're already gonna be full on healthy foods. You're not gonna be hungry because if you're hungry, you're just gonna wanna eat more. So make sure that anytime you've got a Halloween party or any kind of thing where there's gonna be a lot of candy around, make sure you're filling up on water and really healthy foods so that you're less tempted to eat the junk. Now here's the thing, the day after Halloween, first of all, don't be tempted by the sales. Your thighs don't care that the candy was discounted. Your gut is not gonna be like, oh, I won't stick out and get bloated because this candy was 50% off. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Don't be fooled by the sales, okay? And think about it, how expensive is candy really anyway? Is getting it 50% off really gonna save you that much money in the long run? Stay away from the stores, stay away from the sales. You don't need it. And do not tell me that you are gonna stock up on Halloween candy for the next year buying it cheap, because I guarantee you, I bet you that candy won't even last till Thanksgiving. Guarantee it. So just don't do it. And if you do have a lot of Halloween candy left over, give it away to friends, give it away to people you know that have kids that want the candy. Give it away. Just get it out of your house. Throw it away if you have to. But after Halloween is over, the candy is gone. Having Halloween candy sticking around your house for like a week is like February and still having your Christmas lights up. Like, don't do it. Just don't do it. Now, I mentioned stocking up on healthy foods, and obviously healthy foods like water, salads, whole grains, things like that, lots of protein. If you really want some treats, I've actually got a few Halloween treats that I want to share with you that are healthier versions of some popular candies. Now, before I show you, I want to say I recommend you making these for yourself or your family, or maybe if you're going to a party. I don't really recommend giving these things away as, you know, trick-or-treat candies unless you live in a really close-knit neighborhood where everybody knows everybody, which I think is rare nowadays. Like, if you live in any kind of like city or anything, I know even when I was a kid and things were a lot safer even back then, but like when I was a kid, if you got a homemade treat, you weren't allowed. Like, my parents were like, no, you don't touch it, because you just don't know nowadays. So make these homemade treats for yourself, for your family. You can bring them to a Halloween party, but I wouldn't give them away as trick-or-treats. If you're gonna actually do trick-or-treating, I would buy pre-packaged, sealed, traditional candy, probably the best option. But if you want to see some healthier versions of some popular candies, then just keep watching.
Okay, first we're going to start out with these homemade peanut butter cups. I first heard about these on Whitney Simon's channel and I wanted to check them out for myself. I'm going to take these pretty gold foil cupcake liners and line some mini muffin tins. Next, I'm going to melt some chocolate. You can use any kind of chocolate that you like. I like this one because it is allergen free. I prefer to melt my chocolate in a double boiler. I think it just works better than a microwave. So you're going to melt the chocolate, add a little bit of almond milk, and stir it together to get a nice smooth ganache. Then you're going to take half of the chocolate mixture and you're going to pour a little bit into the bottom of each one of your little muffin cups. And then you're going to put this in the freezer and let it set while you mix up the rest of the ingredients. Next, you're going to take some powdered peanut butter. Now, I will leave the actual recipe linked below. I used the measurements that they use in the recipe. I found I got way too much peanut butter and not enough chocolate, so you may have to play around. But you're going to mix the powdered peanut butter with water, and if you do have some left over and you found you didn't make enough chocolate, you can always throw this in your smoothie. It will not go to waste. Or you could just make a little bit more chocolate. I just found the recipe measurements were a little bit off. Now you're going to take your muffin tins out of the freezer and then you're going to pour the peanut butter on top of your chocolate layer. And then you're going to put this back in the freezer and you're going to let it set for at least 30 minutes. Then once the peanut butter is set, you're going to take the other half of your chocolate and you're going to put a second layer of chocolate on top and then put the whole thing back in your freezer to let it set. Now, a little note about these, they actually taste very good, but they only work as a frozen treat, actually. I notice if you leave them out at room temperature for too long, they just get very melty and super, super messy. So the flavors are great, but you're only going to want to eat these as like a frozen dessert. Next, I'm making these homemade almond joys. This is actually adapted from a different recipe, so I will leave the original one linked below. I'm using silver cupcake liners for this recipe just so I can tell them apart. And then I'm going to basically repeat the same steps with the melted chocolate, putting a little bit on the bottom. One thing I will say though, I learned doing this recipe is I put them in the freezer initially to let the bottom set like I did with the peanut butter cups. With these, you don't want to do that. You want to put the coconut on right away because my bottom layer set and didn't stick to the coconut. Still tasted good, but a little messy. Then I'm going to take some shredded coconut. This is actually unsweetened shredded coconut. Next, I mix in some coconut oil. I like to soften mine by running the jar under hot water in my sink. Doesn't need to be completely melted, just soft enough to mix. Then I'm going to add in some maple syrup. I tried this with stevia, did not work, did not taste good. So you want to add some maple syrup. Next, you're going to scoop the coconut on top of your chocolate mixture. And then you're going to add an almond on top because these are almond joys, of course. And then you're going to put the rest of your chocolate mixture on top. And then you're going to let these set in your freezer until they are fully set, and then you can enjoy your homemade almond joy.
And those were all my healthy Halloween tips and some treats for you. If you have any healthy Halloween tips that I haven't mentioned that you want to share, please leave them in the comment section below. I love your ideas and suggestions. If you found this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. A while back, I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and I truly believe that taking care of myself and health and fitness saved my life. And I believe it can save yours too. So if you want to join my Starlet Squad, be sure you hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social media channels. The links will all be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.